Welcome to the 3 Waxing Show. Today's topic is about the exfoliating pads, how we've been talking about the different ingredients in them, and we're going to continue that series. And the topic or the ingredient we're looking at is the Salix alba ingredient. So it's the first time that I'll be talking about this ingredient on the show. Let me get this so it's not so crooked. So this is the first time I'm talking about this ingredient. And yeah, it's a good one. So welcome to the 3B Waxing Show, Secret Reveal Studio. Welcome to the 3B Waxing Show, Corey. Welcome to the 3B Waxing Show, Arizona Riri. Welcome to the 3B Waxing Show, Kayleen Slate Wax Studio. I think you've been here before. Welcome back. So that is the topic, like, where 3B that my mother made. You wish you underscore were me. I think it's you wish underscore you were me. I always mess up where the underscore goes. Hey Mocha Sweet, welcome back to the 3B Waxing Show. Good to see you. Woo! Okay. So welcome. As a few more come in, I'll go into, she said, she waved, and then Hope said, hey Foxy, hey girl. Yeah, let's get into it. You always make me feel pretty, which I do apologize if this lash is bothering you. It is windy here in Orange County, and I walked out and it just was super windy. But okay, so announcements is, I don't really have any announcements. Nothing new going on. I am going live one time this week. So this is the live. I'm going to make it a little long, in depth, because it's 3 days of information. Hey, Eleni 3040, welcome to the 3B Waxing Show. Good to see you. Hopefully I said that right. So yeah, so it's going to be a little long, but it'll be good. So if you have questions, drop them below. I'm excited. One other thing I wanted to ask you guys. Would you be interested in, so my sister, sometimes she comes on here. I have food stuck in my tooth and I'm trying to get out, sorry. My sister, she lives in Arizona. Like I mention all the time, my family lives in Arizona. And we are cleaning our makeup brushes together over FaceTime. And I had the idea of maybe, you guys would want to do that one day of on the, I guess it would be like the show time or right after the show. We just all, Eleni, I said it right. Okay, great. Thank you. This thing is driving me crazy. Maybe after the show or during the show, I haven't decided. But we all clean our makeup brushes together on Zoom. And for those of you who don't know how to clean them, like I can show you what I do, how to clean it, and we just sit and chat all on Zoom. I figure it would be a fun thing to do. Hey Sadie, just us. So let me know if that would be something that you'd be interested in. We would get on Zoom. It would have to be like probably right after the show because a lot of people on the East Coast and the West Coast. And so I would want to make sure that everyone gets included and it's not too late. Are you working on site? I actually am not right now. I'm not open. And I guess that is another announcement. So thank you for bringing that up. So the first announcement is if you're interested in the doing like clean your makeup brushes sometime this next month, then I'll set that up where we all can be on Zoom and like chill and hang out. Maybe drink some wine. That sounds relaxing and fun. That was, I said Arizona earlier. Sorry about that. It's Ariana. Ariana Riri. Thank you for the feedback. So I'll keep asking that. And if more people want to do that, then we'll do that. Milk Sweet's like, oh man, I know. Okay, so I miss all my clients. I'll be back. Like, a few people asked me, are you coming back? Yes, I'm coming back. So it is been a while since I've been open. I plan on opening, God willing. So your name is pretty, Ariana. I like that name. Will I be coming back? Yes, this year. Yes, God willing. Basically, what I'm waiting for is one, the vaccine, which I'm pretty close to getting it. I got a lot of stuff figured out today. So, vaccine, and then waiting a little bit as I get safer because now I'm not a doctor or anything, but from what I understand of the vaccine is that even if I have the shots, I can still pass on the virus to other people. So I will wait a little bit. I've been looking, at how I'm going to open up and stuff like that and planning all that. So it is going to happen this year. For my clients who've been waiting for me, thank you. Thank you for being so patient, and understanding. I have the best clients for real. And I have the best people who follow me. Like, you guys are the best. I do know that I'm coming back with a lot of great things because I've had so much time to really work on myself and to work on 3D waxing. So there's been a lot of behind the scenes of what I've been working on to just be a better esthetician to a lot of you. So it's gonna drive me crazy this whole day. Okay, 1 second. Sorry. Sorry, y'all. I still didn't get it out. You know when you have something just stuck in your teeth and it won't get out? I know it's like super personal, but it's the truth. But anyways, that is it. I will be back and I have so many good things happening for my clients. I'm also going to really focus on chemical peels. Like, I have always done chemical peels and like it's been a big thing, but I don't market it as much and talk to my clients as much as I should be because I really truly believe that you can change your skin a lot with chemical peels for the better. And it's like a stepping stone. Like, you start out with the pads or chemical exfoliants and then you go into chemical peels. And so I want more of my clients to start getting pills, and so I'm going to be doing some type of like promotion for when I open up for pills, because I also know that a lot of people who come to me, they've stopped going altogether to other people, and so I know we're gonna have a lot of stuff to catch up with because they haven't gotten weekly facials or waxes and stuff like that. So I do want to, get the skin back to where it needs to be with some pill series. So that's what's happening for when I open. But yeah, so I guess that's the other announcement. But I'm very excited to, be back or be coming back and bring what I've been learning. I'm taking more classes online and this whole time, really looking at ways to just improve a lot of things for your experience. So, yeah. All right. So let's get into it. I have the whiteboard today. I'm actually really excited about this ingredient because I haven't talked about it before, and I think it's important to know because it comes up in a lot of products, not just the pads. And there's some things about it that you may like, oh, this will help me in other areas of my life, because I want to talk about some internal stuff, things you can do internally. So I'm going to do for those of you who are new, I'm going to do the intro who I am, what I do, what 3B Waxing is all about, and then I go into the topic today, which is about the Salix alba. So welcome to the 3B Waxing Show, welcome to the 3B Waxing Show, and so you remember, welcome to the 3B Waxing Show. I am Becca, a pro waxer, skin therapist, and licensed esthetician since 2010. I'm licensed in California and in Arizona. And when we open back up, I will be taking appointments in California and in Arizona. I travel back to Arizona because I live in California. Excuse me. I help people remove unwanted hair, acne, discoloration, and ingrowns, like ingrown bumps, ingrown hairs, and those kind of things. That's really my specialty. So if you deal with that, if you struggle with boils or anything from ingrown hairs, I can help you with that. I'm going to do that through full body waxing with hard wax. I really promote and encourage people to use hard wax. Also doing facials, chemical peels like I talked about earlier today, and then products. So I offer my own products, but then I also other companies that I vouch for, saying that, oh, their ingredients are like, their quality is good. I have my own product line, which I talked about. We've been talking about the pads all month, the acne and ingrown pads. But I have two pads. So there's the acne and ingrown, and there's the fruit enzyme pads, and they're both chemical exfoliants. And as you get to hear me talking about it, you'll hear me all the time talk about chemical exfoliants, and they're important. But it's important because they are great for sensitive skin. They help a lot with different things that go in your skin, but I really wanted something to help my clients with ingrowns, acne, discoloration, and something that they would use consistently and when they're on the go. So that's why they're in pad form. I also help other estheticians start their own product line. I helped a lot of estheticians start their own product line, start their own salon suite, attract clients, and improve their waxing technique. So that is a little bit what I do. I usually go live giving information about this kind of stuff Wednesday through Friday at 3:26 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. But this week, I'm only going live one time. So it'll be a bit longer. Today's a long one and interactive and stuff like that. If you want to know when I go live or get information sent to your email, you can join the lab. If you want like information about ingredients and stuff, join the lab. If you want to know about waxing, like all of January, I sent out an email every single day about how to wax yourself at home, how to get the best wax if you're going somewhere, all that kind of stuff, why you need to exfoliate, and why exfoliating helps with waxing. Then you want to join the wax lounge, excuse me. And then if you are a professional, salon professional, and you want to know about starting your own product line, starting your own salon suite, attracting clients, those kind of things, join Salon Tea. Now, I will be honest with you, I have not been emailing the Salon Tea as much, but I have one planned with some things. It's some good stuff coming. So if you are a professional, I have some tips for keeping clientele. That's one thing that I want to share with some things I want to share with some professionals, because I have been able to keep my clientele even though I haven't been in the salon for a year. Okay. So I'm going to welcome those who just joined. So welcome, Kanisha. Sorry if I say it wrong. Asia, Kanisha. Welcome, Sierra. Welcome to the 3B Waxing Show. Welcome, Aaron. Welcome to the 3B Waxing Show, and welcome, Glove Pink. Welcome to the 3B Waxing Show. All right, so 3 weeks ago we talked about salicylic acid. 2 weeks ago it was lactic. The last week it was glycolic. Now we're talking about Salix alba, and you can see that it is, so technically it's the 5th ingredient because salicylic acid has to be at the top. Hey, the Libra, welcome back to the 3B Waxing Show. Good to see you. So technically it's the 5th, but one thing that is very important about these pads, and whenever you're using products on your skin, you want to look at the ingredients that are at the top, because you don't want to always trust what they say on the front. So something on the front could say, you know, having a lot of exfoliating ingredients, but your exfoliating ingredients could be all the way at the bottom, and you know, it's all this fluffer at the top. With these pads, so you have to have water as the first ingredient, and then you have lactic acid, glycolic, and then the salicylic's the active ingredient. So it's technically the first, or close to the first, after water, second to water. And then you have Salix alba. So yeah, when you're looking at products, you want to look at what's at the top, what's in the beginning of the ingredients. It'll tell you how strong it is. So I don't know if y'all remember when we did the vision board in January about the bikini line. I'm going to take this down and use the whiteboard. It's the first time using, is it the first time using the whiteboard for 2021? I think it is. Maybe not, but I think as far as writing. So I want to undo this. So I'm going to talk while I undo this. You guys can see what I'm doing. Did any of you guys create vision boards? I know it's a side note. Any for January? We did this one. For those of you who are new to the show or didn't catch that episode, I did this vision board as an example, or we were talking about how you need to speak better about your skin, and then have a goal of what you want it to look like. So one of the goals that we highlighted on the show was having the goal of cleaning up your bikini line. And so it was a bunch of pictures of people in bikinis, and then like in the magazine I found like a quote. It says I have bikini shots on my profile because I'm proud of my body. So these kind of things. Flaunt what you have, but we're not going to use it right now. But I'm going to save the pictures because I'll probably do a show again, you know, talking about it, because repetition is important. All right. So Salix alba, I'm gonna write the word, and then for those of you who are new, it's going to be backwards when I show you the screen, but you can always screenshot it and then flip it. Someone has told me multiple times that there is a way to do it, like there's a filter or something. If someone can give me like the exact directions on how to make it where it's correct, I will do it, but I was just like, I'm not going to find this. Okay. So here is the ingredient, Salix alba. And it's technically the 5th ingredient. So that's really good. It's at the top. And all the ones before it are the strong acids that we've been talking about. It is exfoliating. So it does have exfoliating properties to it. And it also is anti-inflammatory and antibacterial. Where does this come from? It comes from the willow bark extract. It's also known as willow bark extract. So you may see this, or you may see willow bark extract. And when I think of willow, I think of Grandmother Willow from Pocahontas. Who likes that movie? Let me know if you are cool with that movie. I actually really used to love. I know now, looking back, it might not be politically correct or the best. Like, we know it's not accurate, but I used to love that movie growing up as a kid, and I used to love Grandmother Willow. So. So some other names. Ariana said I do. Yeah, I really like that movie. I haven't seen Disney movies in a long time. I have seen them on Disney Plus, but not recently. So it's also known as willow bark extract. So if you ever see this ingredient, you may see it under this name. On the pads, let me just make sure before I say it so I'm right. You will see after it will say Salix alba, and then in parentheses it says willow bark extract. A lot of ingredients will have like what it actually comes from, but just in case you don't know, or for those of you who make your own products or are doing that whole thing, to look for willow bark extract. So some things about it comes from the willow tree. Willow trees need 50 to 100 gallons of water a day. It also, most skin products come from the white willow tree. But again, a lot of times things are made synthetically to match nature. And so they're just matching it. But so like, you see a white willow tree, this is where this comes from. Okay, so Salix alba contains a few things. We're going to talk about, you'll see why this is important. Salicin. Okay? So one of this is the ingredient in the pads, but one of the properties or ingredients in this willow bark extract is salicin. What does this sound like? Welcome to the 3B Waxing Show, Deet Win. Welcome to the 3B Waxing Show. Salicin sounds like salicylic acid. Well, that's right. So salicin creates salicylic acid. And the way it's done is it's converted through enzymes. Now, salicin is not as strong as salicylic acid. So that is why willow bark or Salix alba is known to be a natural replacement for salicylic acid. So if you are a person who doesn't do well with salicylic acid, you're like, I love the benefits of it. I love that it pulls stuff out of the pore. It's great for acne, but you're like, my skin just does not mess with salicylic acid. Then you may want to try salicylin willow bark extract, because it has salicylin. The difference is that it is I don't know if the word's metabolized, but it's basically converted into salicylic acid. Now, internally, if you took willow bark extract, which you can do, willow bark extract tea, that is a thing. I watched a guy, outside the wilderness, take some bark, cut it up, and then make his own tea. If you take salicylate, though, it will convert to salicylic acid in your stomach. And what does that do is it does the same basically effect as aspirin. So the internal benefit is the benefits of aspirin. So if you have a headache or those kind of things, you can use willow bark extract. Right? So in my mind, how I think is this is great information. Hey, welcome to the 3B Waxing Show. That Coco, welcome to the 3B Waxing Show. Call me crazy, but in my mind, as an esthetician, if I was big on having teas in my salon, so for those of you who remember, I moved into a new salon, and then that week we closed. Like, I was in there like a day or 2 days. I can't remember. But we closed down. The whole world shut down. So, but the girl I was renting from, she had a tea station. She's like, you can offer tea to your clients. She had different teas. Now, if I was a person who, really spent the time of like giving tea to my clients and doing it for a purpose, I would carry willow bark. I don't even know if they actually have like willow bark tea, and I'm sure they do. They have everything out in the world. But I would carry that. So when a client was like, hey, I have a headache, I would give them willow bark extract tea. So that is what I would do if I was an esthetician who really was into teas and giving my client teas during their facials or their service. I used to watch an esthetician on YouTube. I do have no idea her name. She was like one of the first estheticians in California or something, and she would give her clients chamomile if they were really restless before their facial. Hey, Prony 1111, welcome to the Waxing Show. Sorry if I said your name wrong. But yeah, so that's something that you can, take that information as you need it. All right, so it has similar benefits. So that's how it's good for your skin. Is it has similar benefits to salicylic acid, where it's good for acne and that kind of thing. Another thing that's inside of willow bark extract is so just so it's not so it's clear, this isn't salicylate has this inside of it. It's willow bark has these things in it. So the next one is polyphenols. For those of you taking notes, polyphenols are antioxidants. So antioxidants helps us not look old, basically. But it fights against free radicals, stabilizes our molecules. So it's a really good antioxidant. Very important to have. One thing I want to highlight, because we're only talking about one ingredient in the pads, right? And this one ingredient I'm going to give you 4 things that it carries. But this one ingredient carries 4. That's a good talking point, as you want your products to have ingredients that do multiple things. So not only do the exfoliating pads exfoliate, they also have antioxidants. And that goes with a lot of the ingredients in there. So you want your products ingredients to have multiple things. You don't want just products that are like fillers or there is importance of having thickeners, because you do want certain products to have like a certain consistency, but you don't want just a lot of that and not them doing other things. And I want to mention something about natural products, because even though this isn't considered what a person who likes natural products In this product, my products don't have any parabens or anything bad. There's like a whole list of bad stuff that people want to avoid. They don't have them in there. And just because it's not marketed as natural doesn't mean that it's not really good for you, and it doesn't have stuff like willow bark extract that's, you know, natural ingredient. And even how we talked about like glycolic salicylic lactic, we talked about how lactic's derived from milk. So it's also why I like educating, because when you start knowing where ingredients come from, you realize that, oh, it's pretty natural, that kind of thing. Now, one thing I do want to say is that a lot of skincare companies, whether it's marketed as a natural product or not, they will get the actual ingredients from like synthetic labs. So it may not be directly from the plant. It could be just synthetically made. It's very common for that to happen, you know, natural or not. It's just, it is what it is. Hey, Kelly, Monique, welcome to the 3 Blue Accent Show. It is what it is. Okay. So, antioxidant. I'll put that. I'll put fights free radicals. Running out of room here. Okay, the next one is tannins. For those of you taking notes, or taking screenshots, here if you want to take a screenshot. Tannins has the property of being an astringent. So if you're familiar with astringents or toners, they tighten the skin. They will, basically what they do is contract. The word astringent means contract a part of the body. So it's basically going to have the appearance of tightening the skin. So for some of my clients, they prefer to use, more people use the fruit enzyme pads as toner pads, but some of my clients will use the acne ingrown pads and not tone anymore because they're using the pads. And if you're looking for that same effect that you get from toners, that tightening, that astringent, then you can use the pads and you'll find that. And it's not where it's that strong astringent feel where it's really tightening, because remember, this is the 5th ingredient and it's a property of this ingredient. So if this ingredient was just on the label, then it would be a lot more astringent. But it's a property of it. So this helps you understand what's going on in your products and what's happening in your skin, and this helps you understand, okay, my skin works really well with this, or my skin doesn't do well with this, or like if you're a person who doesn't like toners because it's too strong, you may like the pads because, sorry, that was an alarm. It's a very small part of the ingredient list, right? It's an ingredient side of an ingredient. The last part of this one is flavonoids. Make sure I said that right. And that is also antioxidant. Or no, sorry. Yeah, it is the antioxidant, but it's also It's also a polyphenol. And it is anti-aging. So I'll get it up here. If you want a screenshot, take notes, whatever you need to do, and then just flip it so it reads correctly. So the benefits of this ingredient is there is some exfoliating to it, some exfoliating element to it, some antioxidants, some tightening of the pores. It's going to make your skin look more radiant. This ingredient is known really well for helping with psoriasis, eczema, rosacea, and that really has a lot to do with the salicin, because when people do have psoriasis or eczema and they have that dry skin, salicylic acid usually something recommended to them. And then for rosacea, salicylic acid can help with, it can be too much, but salicin is not as it's just not the same as salicylic acid. It's the same, but it's not the same. Hey Furia, welcome to the 3B Waxing Show. So if you just joined, we are talking about the 5th ingredient in the pads, in the acne and ingrown pads, and how it's beneficial. And the ingredient is Salix alba, and it is from the willow bark extract, or it comes from the willow tree. And then these are properties of the willow extract. So it's doing a lot of things to help your skin just from this one ingredient. Hey Messia, is that right? Welcome to the 3B Waxing Show. Okay, so one other thing I wanted to share is we talked about the external things, the benefits of it, and the internal. I watched a video of a guy who created tea from the willow bark because I wanted to see if people drink it. They do. He said, and if I find that video again, I'll send it out to the email list. He mentioned needing like 1 liter of tea to have the same effects of aspirin internally. Hey Bougie Drew, welcome to the 3B Waxing Show. But overall, you'll see the benefits externally. Now I wanted to mention something about natural products, because this is a good example of something that's considered natural to people, where they're like, oh, it's seen outside, it's from a plant. And basically, I want to talk to people who make their own products. That's what I want, because I want to get something straight. So if you are a person who likes to make your own products, and there's nothing wrong with that. Well, there is kind of, but I'll explain. So usually for those people, I recommend the brand Skin Script. I actually have their cleanser, their glycolic cleanser here, because they have a lot of ingredients that are well known. You see it from fruit, plants, all that stuff, and it says it on the bottle. Like, well, this may not be a good example because it's their glycolic one, but a lot of their other ones have are fruit names and have a lot of stuff in there. But if you're making your own products, it is good to know this stuff, because you're like, oh, willow bark extract, it has salicin. I have acne. I can make something with it, put that in my mask and do that. And I think that's great. You could boil the water with willow bark extract, put it with a healing clay mask, and see if that helps you with your acne. I guess the caution that I want to explain to you is that when you are working on your skincare journey and you are working on improving whatever you're improving, whether it be acne, discoloration, ingrowns, dark spots, melasma, anything that you're working on, you have to be consistent. You have to be consistent with doing whatever you're doing to work on it. That's why I'm creating that book, why I created the skin habit tracker, all that. You want to be consistent. On top of that, you want to be consistent with what you're doing so you can adjust. That is why that book, the workbook I'm coming out with, is important. That's why going to an esthetician who writes notes or remembers what she put on you is important. It's important that you know what products you're using. So when it comes to products, you want to make sure that you are doing the same measurements, because not only are you working to fix your skin when you're creating products, but you're also working to make that product work for your skin at the time of what's going on with your skin, if that makes sense. So when you purchase some type of product, whether it be this or this, it's always going to be the same. It's made in a lab. It's done like everything. There's a specific formula that it's created. When you're doing stuff at home, you have to make it exactly the same to see if there's results. So you're doing more testing. So what you're doing is going to take a little more time. So my recommendation for those of you who like to make your own stuff as well, go and get, Skin Script. It's a good, I really stand behind, Skin Script PCA, my own brand. But Skin Script's really good for those who, like more natural. And work on your skin so you know what works well on your skin from those products. Then you can look at those products that do really well on your skin and be like, okay, what's those ingredients that they're using? They're using, and also if you are more towards like natural and stuff like that, I do have the fruit enzyme pads that are more towards people who want to more natural, even though these are just as good. You say, okay, I know willow bark extract, my skin does well in that. I'm going to maybe try doing a mask with willow bark extract, or making my cleanser, or doing an oil, those of you who like to oil cleanse, I have a few clients who like to oil cleanse, and if they were working on acne, they could play around with willow bark extract. So that's the fun of it, of playing around, because I totally get that. Before I was an esthetician, I would make stuff all the time at home, making masks and things in the kitchen and stuff like that. And even when I get like really bored, it's very rare that I get bored these days, as I've become an adult, but I will play around with making things. Now I play around with, the products that I have. Like, I'll try stuff on clients. I'll mix enzymes and stuff like that when I'm in the salon. But it's fun in creating your own stuff, and it's specifically to you. There's a benefit of creating your own stuff, and it's specifically for you. It's higher quality because you're doing, directly the oils that you need, whatever you need. The only thing is the consistent, like the formula. Also, what's important is, there's a lot of scientists and a lot of people behind me or behind any product that somebody's selling that are testing it and seeing what works well with what other ingredients that you can't always do at home, or you may not have the time. So that plays a part in it too. So I don't want to discourage you from creating your own products, but I want to help you if you like to do, like, oh, I like to make this at home or do my own mask at home. Well, I want to help you. I want you to understand ingredients better and realize that you may need to get products that are doing well and that do well on your skin, and then go from there and look at the ingredients. But I will caution you that again, products are formulated for a reason. Like this amount of this amount of that amount of that. So even though, you know, these ingredients are all here, there's a certain percentage of ingredients of each, a certain percentage of each ingredient that makes it. So even if somebody wanted to, which I wholesale the pads, so I don't know why somebody wouldn't wholesale, but if somebody wanted to make their own pads like this, they're not going to know the exact ingredients, because they won't know the percentage, the exactly how it's done, the way it's done. Mines are done in a lab, so that makes a difference. There's just a lot of things. The temperature of how the products are made. So I did want to say that. And then for anybody who's just really struggling, but they're making their own products, you're probably hitting some walls that I've talked about. That's my soapbox part. Hey, Lila. Hey, Miss Petros. So, again, I won't be live tomorrow. That's why this one's a little bit longer. But I am excited to talk about Salix alba. It is the ingredient that does do some exfoliating, some constricting, some astringent properties it has. It has antioxidants. It's a lot of good things for your skin, but as well, if you took it internally, that it would be a natural form of aspirin. And if you just use salicin or willow bark extract, you could get the benefits of salicylic acid, like a natural salicylic acid. If your skin doesn't do well with salicylic acid. So for those of you who just joined, you can take a look, screenshot it, and then flip it so it reads correctly. And for those of you who are new or working on your skin, I recommend that you grab the Perfect Skincare Guide. It's a free guide that I created. You can click the link in the bio, and it goes into skin types. And not only is the ingredients and the products part important, but it's also important to know your skin type and how your skin does, and what products work well with your skin type. So that's what the Perfect Skincare Guide does. So it sounds like a lot, right? Like, oh, I have to learn all these ingredients. I have to know my skin type. I have to do this. This isn't stressful. Should be fun. It should be exciting. It's just a journey. It takes time. You learn. It's a process. I'm a lot further in my process than most people because, one, I started working on my skin at a young age. I became a licensed esthetician working on other people's skin at a young age. I got my license in high school. So I have a lot, and I'm almost about to hit 30, which I'm very excited to hit 30 because I hear that your 30s are amazing. So I'm excited to be in my last year of my 20s, but I'm, like people are like, oh, you're going to hit your 30s, No, I'm actually excited because I hear your 30s are like the best. But, what was I saying before I got into personal stuff? Oh, you may feel like, oh, I'm so fine. Don't feel like that. Just start where you are. Get the free guide. If you need help, you can always do a skin improvement call. I do those. I am here to help any way I can. That's why I do the show. And just do your journey. Like, pick out your products, learn your skin type, go get a facial, and you work your way up to chemical pills and all that stuff, and you work your way up to having a specific routine. And the beauty of it is that when you get to a certain point in your skincare journey, you are just playing around, but you know what gets your skin right. You're like, I know what gets my skin right. Now I'm just playing around. I may get lazy on my skincare or whatever, but I know what I need to do to get it back where I want it. So, like, example, say you fell off your skincare, but you know your routine. You've done all the work on your skin to know where it needs to be, and know what you need to do. Then if you have some like trip coming up or a wedding coming up, you know, like, oh, I need to be on it. I need to be doing this, this, and this to get myself together. I need to book a chemical peel series. I need to do facials every other week to get myself right. And that's the beauty of it. You know exactly, you know what products that you need to do, how you need to do them, when to do them. So it's just a beautiful thing. Because then you have a lot of power in fixing your problem. You're not powerless or hopeless, right? Like if you break out, oh, I'm hopeless. So then when things happen that are hormonal, you know what to do. You know that you're just fixing the hormonal thing and not fixing a whole skincare problem. Like if you go through menopause and your skin's, you know, acting different, well, you know what your skin does, so you can just make the minor changes to fix whatever you need to as your skin changes. Like it's easier to go from knowing what works and then having to change it based off of what's changing than to be kind of like blind and you know what ingredients do what. So hopefully that wasn't too confusing. Any questions? There's something else I wanted to say. I don't remember. There was something, it was probably about just, you know, the skincare habit tracker. I will have it back on sale. Right now you can't get it unless you do the special offers. It will be back on sale for $1 probably next month. I will do that sale again. The whole workbook, I don't know when it's going to come out. I'm working on it behind the scenes. There's something about like figuring out your skin routine that I wanted to share. I don't remember exactly. Oh, it came up in my head. So not only is it just the products and knowing your skin type, but it's also like the things that you do, the habits that you have. That's why the skincare habit tracker is available, or was created, because here's an example. I do a lot of Brazilian waxing. I don't want to say I've seen it all, because I'm sure I haven't. I know I haven't, like the world's huge, but I've seen a lot. I've done a lot of Brazilians. I started when I was in high school, right? So when people have ingrown hairs or ingrown bumps on their bikini line, I usually can pinpoint what's happening. Like I can help them out really easily. A lot of times they really just need the pads, for real. But sleeping with no underwear is one of them that I found that's very helpful to a lot of clients. Like I learned it, and then when I was first waxing at a wax center, I would have my clients do it, and it was helping. So I was like, okay, that's something I can put in my toolbox to help my other clients. And so sleeping with no underwear, that is a form of a habit that you need to know works for you. So if you never try it and just hear it, you never know if it really does work. So say you have bikini line ingrowns and you haven't been on top of exfoliating and stuff like that, but you have a trip coming up on a cruise, then you would know your habits that you need to do. You got to stop wearing underwear at night, because you know that clears it up. Maybe you stop wearing it throughout the day. Maybe go just wear dresses until it clears up while you're exfoliating and doing everything else. So it's also your habits, because you could have the greatest products in your cabinet and not be using them regularly, because that's a habit. Touching your face all the time, working where you have a headset and it's always touching, not drinking water, which I'm going to grab some water right now. So it's about habits, and that is another reason why, working with somebody that's a professional helps a lot. My clients that work with me, even the ones who have started working with me, over doing skin improvement calls, like having that accountability and then that education that I have just like right there available when you do your calls and stuff is so valuable. Or if you're going to your esthetician regularly, you should be able to ask them questions and know what's going on in your skin. I pride myself that I give my clients a lot of information. When you come in for your first Brazilian, I'm like, I'm going to throw a lot of information at you. Just let me know if you have any questions. And people actually like that. Sometimes it overwhelms people and I see it happening, but most times people appreciate it. Even the people who are overwhelmed, they appreciate it because I know what I'm talking about and I'm giving you information that you will find useful. A lot of people don't know that you are supposed to exfoliate when you are getting wax. They don't know you should be exfoliating your body, actually. And the fact that I tell them and they learn something, even though they don't know they need to learn it, but as they get with me more often, they realize and see the power of it. And then I also am on top of them. There's a point I used to be kind of mean about it, where I would be like, there's no point in coming to me if you're not exfoliating. You're wasting your money. But I'm on top of them. Like, I have clients like, oh, I didn't exfoliate. No, da-da-da. But it's like having somebody keeping you accountable. So there's a lot of benefits to that. And that really is beneficial in life. If you can figure out how to keep yourself accountable, I need water. It's a lot of talking. If you can figure out how to keep yourself accountable, you will go very far and you will probably save yourself a lot of money. Like if you are always needing someone to remind you to exfoliate and all this stuff, like, yes, I do that for my clients. Like, I'll remind them, but you will go a lot further if you can just be on top of it. And that works for anything. That works for your health, drinking water, eating healthy, cleaning your home, all kinds of things. So if there are no questions, that is all I have. I hope you guys have an amazing weekend. Again, this is the only live show that will be this week for 3B Waxing. Thank you guys for joining. I hope this is valuable. Let me know if you found some valuable information during this live. I'll be on next week talking about, let me just see while I'm sitting here. Oh, mandelic acid, another acid. Again, I usually only talk about the 3 because they're so popular, and that's really why I started the pads, but I'll talk about mandelic acid. It's another exfoliating acid derived from apples, and we'll just go into a lot more stuff about it. So hopefully you found this helpful. I will see you next week. Have an amazing weekend.